here's my thing. This is one thing that really bugs me about social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I feel like, I'll be honest with you, it kind of scares me. Raising Brad, and you're with me. I'm sure there's a lot of our listeners that have young kids right now, like under 12. Like, our kids are gonna know social media from the day they were born.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're like born, well, what are you? I'm 30. So if you're like 25 or older, social media was still like coming along. Maybe 26 and older. Like, I remember going through high school and like Facebook was like just starting out. Like, there, social
Dude,
media.
I didn't have a cell phone until I was 21 years old.
That's
I know
nuts.
there's people in here.
That's crazy. But you're also like 65, I think. But
I just said I'm almost 40.
That's close enough. But it's the reason I'm saying that is because this is so much more than finance, and I'm gonna get back to the finance aspect of it. But social media is good. There can be a lot of good done with social media, but social media is also very bad in this aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, and again, I'm getting away from just finance here for a second. People show their highlight reel on social media.
Yes.
Like, for example, when I was in Hawaii, you guys saw the cool pictures of my wife putting up stuff on Hawaii and me making a story. Hey, we're on North Shore. Look at us. Blah, 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 blah. But what you didn't see is my 1-year-old, crying, having sand, covered in sand. My 4-year-old not listening when we're trying to get in the car. And then he gets in the car and then he pisses all over the seat. And then once he's out of the car, then we're trying to clean the... Like, there's just so many things that are going on and then I'm like about to go nuts. And is that going to be posted on social media? Well, no. Why would it? It's not glamorous. It's not something to brag about. So that's the first thing you need to understand, not just in finance, but in social media, period, is everyone you're watching who has this perfect life, who is so amazing, who has their stuff together, they look so happy. When you really get down to the nitty-gritty, there's a lot more going on there. And yeah, there may be some 25-year-old dude that is a millionaire and, living in California. He's got some real rental properties and he's, got made bank on AMC. And now he's a millionaire, but that is such a rare case.
Yeah.
Such a rare case. And the problem I think that lies in that is if you do get caught up in that, you do get caught up in trying to get that big money quick, that's going to cause, I think, some issues. That's going to cause some problems.
Right.
Because you're going to try and get that quick money. But if you follow people who may be successful with money, who may be a little ahead of you, and they may be younger, what I want to say is use that as motivation. That's what I did. I remember watching Jeremy, Graham Stephan, a few other guys whenever I was 24, and I have my 9-to-5 cubicle job that I wanted to shoot myself every time I was going to. And I was still trying to figure out exactly how I was going to set everything up financially and all this stuff. Use that to your advantage. And I almost was going to say, like I started off saying, like, don't compare yourself. Everyone, not everyone's perfect, blah, blah, blah. Because no one is perfect. No one is. I don't care who you are out there. You are not perfect. But also, use that to your advantage. Use that to motivate you. Kind of compare yourself to the real ones. Not the guy, doing some sleazy stuff here and there. Like, compare yourself and say, okay, maybe I am a little behind at 27. Maybe I could be a little better if I wouldn't have bought this fancy car. Maybe if I wouldn't have did a 0% down loan on my home that I didn't need, that was way too overpriced, and it's way too big for me, just me, or me and my wife, or my girlfriend, whatever it is. Use that to your advantage. Kind of kick yourself in the butt, because sometimes you need that. That's an eye-opener. Sometimes you need that to say, hey, okay, maybe I messed up, but I see this guy killing it. Now I need to use his success to motivate me, to do that, because that's kind of what I did.
Yeah.
You know, I was pretty frugal. I've always been pretty decent with money, but there's always somebody better than you. I remember going to the gym, man. Like, I'm like 5'9", 200 and something pounds. I'm not a big guy. I remember going to the gym and seeing like these big dudes, muscular dudes, like being like, oh, I gotta be bigger than that guy. Oh, I gotta. Never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. But what I did is I did take that as motivation to just work harder.
Right.
You know, like that's what I mean. And finance, this is the cool thing about finances. See, this is a physical thing that I cannot change, is like my height. I can't change that. This is what God blessed me with. God love him.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't make me 5'10". He had to make me 5'9". But finances, you have total choice to choose, to change.
Yeah.
That's up to you to change. So the moral of the story, kind of what I'm getting at here, is, yeah, don't compare yourself. We all know that, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. I almost want to tell you to kind of compare yourself, to motivate, to light the fire under your ass, to get you motivated to do even bigger things. That's because that's how I've done some big stuff in my life, man.
Right.
I've done some big stuff in my life because I've seen these guys doing it, and I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, there ain't nothing different between me and him. Why can't I do it? And that's what motivates me to do that. I got one more thing I want to say before you do that. Compare yourself to the people that you live next to. Look at your hometown. Then tell me how you're doing. Because I almost can guarantee every single person who's watching finance content on YouTube, and if you're actually making the choice to better yourself financially from watching like our content and other people's content on finances, I'm going to say you're the top 1% in your hometown. Unless you live in LA or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like, I guarantee you're going to be way much farther ahead if you are taking the good advice that you get from wherever it may be, a blog, podcast, YouTube, whatever, and you're actually using that to your advantage. You're going to be so much farther ahead. So much farther.